Hi, welcome back everyone. Today in this class, let us see how to create a new application using C Sharp. For that, you just open a Visual Studio application. So you will get a window like this. So this is what the Visual Studio application, from where we have to create a project for C Sharp. For that, click on File, from where you select New and click on Project. Then you will get a window like this with the name New Project, where you have to select Visual C Sharp. It will be selected already. Anyway, you just verify every time whether Visual C Sharp is selected. Then this side, you just select Console Application. Okay, here Visual C Sharp should be selected, and here the Console Application should be selected. Once you selected these two, you have to concentrate on these three parts. This is the name of application, and this is solution name, and this is the location where the application should be saved. Okay, and now let us change one by one. First, we can change the name of the application as example 1. So both the names will be same. And next we can change the location. So I have changed already. Now you just click on OK. You will get a window like this. Okay, so you might be familiar with the applications window like this. Normally the application will have the title bar and menu bar, then the toolbars, and there will be work area and some of the options. So here this is what the C Sharp application window view. Here you can find the part called Solution Explorer. Let us see one by one. In Solution Explorer window, there are some options. The first one is Solution Example 1. So we have changed the name as Example 1 for solution and for an application. Okay. So now this file is example1.sln. Actually the file name will be like this, example1.sln. Okay. This is the top level solution file, of which there is one per application. For one application there will be one solution. Each solution file contains reference to one or more project files. Here the example 1 is called one project file. Likewise, the solution can have reference to more than one project files. Next option is example 1. As we said, this is the project file. Each project file references more than one class files, which is actually containing the source code and other items for the project. Okay. Next is properties. This is a folder where we can change the author name, who written the source code for this project, and on which date the source code was created. Likewise, we can include some of the details in this folder called properties. Next one is references. This is also one of the folder which contains the references to compiled source code. If the project uses any compiled source codes, then those references will be here in this folder. Next one is program.cs. So this is what actual file where we are going to develop the source code, where we are going to create the source code. And this is what displayed on here, that is the text editor window. Here only we are going to develop our project, or we are going to write the source code. So this is what the file name, which is under the project example 1, which is again under the solution example 1. Okay. So now these are the options which are included in Solution Explorer. Here is a property window for program.cs. If you want to change anything regarding this file, we can do it here. Okay, like file name, file path, and so on. Okay. So this is what properties window. Here Solution Explorer, and this is properties window. And here you can see the part which is named as output. If there is any error while we compile the source code, that will be displayed in this part. And while we execute the program, the output will be displayed in a new window. Okay. And this is our major part, that is called text editor window to create the source code, to write the source code. Whenever we open a new project, there will be the default source code like this. Okay. From here, the user can include their source code according to the task. So the using is a keyword. In all the statements, the using is a keyword which is going to use the namespaces, that is system, system.collections.generic, system.link, system.text. Likewise, all these are called namespaces which is going to be used by this program using the keyword using. Okay. So next one is namespace example 1. So this is what the namespace. So here namespace is a keyword and example 1 is the name of namespace which we created, and here class is a keyword, program is user defined class name, and static void main string arguments. As we discussed already in Java, static is a keyword tells that this method is accessible without any change as it is. Next keyword is void, which defines that the function will not return anything, and here is main. This tells that this is what the entry point of this source code. And strings arguments, as I told you in Java, here all the inputs will be collected as characters, then it will be converted as sequence of strings, then we need to convert into the respective type. So these are the basic things, that is default source code. So while you open the C# application, the window will be like this, and these are the options given here in this window. So now let us create a simple source code. To display a simple statement on screen, we shall create a source code. For that, to write anything on screen, on output screen, the statement is console.writeLine. You just see what is happening while I type the text. Console. I just typed C in the keyboard, then automatically I get the window like this. While you type, you will get the window like this with the related words, related keywords. Now we need the keyword, that is console. So I choose console and press enter key, then automatically the word will come to the text editor window. Okay. Next I keep dot, and automatically again it will show some of the keywords which is preferred to this console keyword. Okay. Now my next word is console.writeLine. Again I type the letter W in keyboard, then it will show the words which is related to W. WriteLine, we have to give WriteLine. So here is the word WriteLine. I choose the word WriteLine and press the enter key, then the word will come to the text editor window. Okay. Next I keep open curly brace. Within double quotes, I just type the text what I want to display on output screen. Okay. I typed welcome to C# application. So this is what the statement to display something on output screen. The statement is console.writeLine. Within bracket, within double quotes, I gave a string, that is welcome to C# application. The statement should end with semicolon. Next I give a statement, that is again I press a letter C in the keyboard and the words came. So from where I select the word console and press the key enter, then the word will be in text editor, and next I keep dot. Next we have to give the word read key. If I press a letter R in keyboard, then the words will come like this, where we can select read key. Console.read key, open close bracket semicolon. Okay. So this is what the simple statements to display a text on screen. So this is what a simple statements to display some text on output screen. Okay. So console.writeLine, within bracket, within double quotes, we have to give the string. Statement should end with semicolon. And next statement is console.read key. What is the use of console.read key? Actually, read key is a method which makes the program to wait for a key press. While we run a source code, it should be displayed for some time until we press any key. For that, we are giving a method read key. It prevents the screen until a key is pressed, and also it uptimes the next character or any key pressed which is pressed by the user for further process. So this is what the way to type the source code in text editor window. While we start to type something like this, if I press C, it shows some words, isn't it? So these words are called IntelliSense. IntelliSense are nothing but set of words or default words. So the related words will be given like this, from where we can select the keyword which we want to include now in our source code. So because of this IntelliSense, constructing the source code using C# is very easy to the users or to the developers. So now let us run this program. So before executing the source code, it should be compiled. To compile the source code, we should click on build. You click on the menu build and click build solution. So as I told you already, if there are any errors, it will be displayed here, and also if the compilation is success, that also will be shown here. Now you can see that build 1 succeeded. So now the compilation is done. Now next we can run the source code. For that, we have to click on the menu debug and click on start debugging. So now it shows the output in a new window. Welcome to C# application. So this is what the way to get the output in C#. Okay. So now let us see one more project. If you want to create a new project, from here itself we can create file, new project, and again the same window will be displayed where we have to select Visual C# and console application. Then we can change the name if we want. So I give example 2. So now the new project is created with the name program. If you want to change the name of this file, we can change it here in the property. So now I let it as it is. Okay, program.cs, and there is a default source code again. Here we can develop a new source code which we want to include. So now this is a source code to add 2 given numbers. For adding 2 numbers, we need some of the variables to store the values, isn't it? So for that, first the variables should be declared. How the variables has to be declared here? As we know, there are data types. So now we should decide the data type based on what kind of value we are going to handle in this program. So the values are integer numbers, real numbers. So we shall use the data type integer. So now I just press the letter I in the keyboard, then automatically you can get the words like this. So here you just select the word int 32. So this is what the data type which has to be used in C#. Now I select the keyword int32 and press the key enter. Then it is in my text editor window. Now we can include the variables whatever we need for the source code. So to add 2 numbers, we need 2 variables to store the value, and we need one more variable to store the answer, to store the added value. So here I declare 3 variables like a, b and sum. Statement should end with semicolon. Next enter. I assign the value for a as, if I press a, it should be in the keyword list. So now it should be included in the IntelliSense. Then only it is correct. The declaration is correct. All the variables which are declared by the users will be included in the IntelliSense list now. Okay. So now a equal to 50, comma b. Again it shows the word b equal to 90, semicolon. Okay. Next sum. You can see this variable sum is also included in the IntelliSense. again I press enter, equal to A plus B semicolon. Okay, next, to display the answer on screen, what statement we have to use? Console dot write line. So now I press the letter C in keyboard, then we will get the IntelliSense. I press enter, next dot W, console dot write line, open close bracket semicolon. Within that we should include the text. I type the added value is colon. Okay, so where is the value? Which is in the sum, variable sum. So here I give the variable name sum. But if the value of variable sum should be declared here, we should give here the format, that is open curly brace 0 close curly brace, as we give in some other languages like %d to display the value, we will give like that, right? So likewise here in C#, to specify the location where should be displayed the value, we have to use the format 0 within open close curly brace. And now we will include the statement, that is console dot read key, open close bracket semicolon. So now the source code is ended. You just see again the source code. So just this is a program to add two given numbers. For that, first we have to declare the variables. Here we have declared all the variables as integer data type. In C#, we have to select int 32 as a data type and a comma b comma sum. So these are the variables, and next a is assigned with the value 50, b is assigned with the value 90, and these two values are added with the statement sum equal to a plus b. Now the added value is stored in the variable sum. So in next statement console.write line, the string, the added value is given within double quotes, and where we included the format, that is 0 within open close curly brace, to decide where the answer should be displayed, and comma sum, which variable value should be displayed. And next statement console.read key, this is to prevent the screen until it receives some key press. Okay, so this is what the source code for adding two numbers. Now let us compile this. For the compilation, what we have to do, we should click on build, and where we have to select build solution. Okay, now it shows some errors, isn't it? That is semicolon expected, and before that invalid expression term. In case if the program has any errors, the errors will be displayed like this, then you have to correct it. Okay, now the statement which is given here is invalid. Okay, we have to correct it. What is invalid actually? The declaration, the value assignment should be given individually, not with comma. So a equal to 50, in next line we have to give b equal to 90. It should have individual semicolon. The assignment should end with individual semicolon. We can give like this, or both the assignments can be in the single line, but it should have individual semicolon like this. Here a equal to 50 semicolon and b equal to 90 semicolon. We can give like this, all the assignments in a single line, or else we can keep it in a separate line. Both are correct. So now let us keep in this same line itself. Whenever we do the corrections like this in a source code, it should be saved. Then only we should compile. Otherwise, if we compile without saving, it may show the previous errors to us. Okay, so now we save the source code, and again we will build the solution. Now it is succeeded. Okay, and now let us execute the source code. For that we have to click on debug, start debugging. Now the added value is 140. So this is what the way to create the source code in the C# text editor window, and to compile the source code and to run the source code. So if there is any errors, it will be shown here. You can make the corrections immediately you have to save it. Then only you should go for compilation and execution. Okay. I hope you will be clear on this, how to open and how should type the source code and how to compile and run. And also you may get idea about the things what are included in this application.